Hello and welcome to Fortress, Alaska. I'm your host Dave, and today we're going to do our final part on So You Want to Hunt in Alaska, Part 4. Just some final thoughts on things you should have with you, as well as one very important thing at the end. So, let's get started. First of all, many hunters remember to bring a good hunting knife. Some of them even bring two, but they almost always forget to bring some way to sharpen those knives. Alaskan big game animals have very tough hides, and there's a lot of cutting to be done. You want your knife as sharp as possible. So, do bring a good knife sharpener. I personally bring a diamond sharpener, something just to polish the blade, because as soon as my blade starts to get a little bit dull, I instantly go to polishing it back up and then start working with it again. A sharp knife is a safer knife, and everything will go much faster and easier if you keep your knife sharp. Another thing to bring, to carry with you, is a good high energy snack, something you like to eat that has a lot of energy and that you can nibble on as you're hiking and moving through the tundra, bush, wilderness, swamps, whatever. Sit down, have a little snack. I'm not talking food, a snack, a high energy snack. Typically for me, I used to like to bring M&Ms, of all things, M&Ms, as well as jerky. I used to carry a lot of jerky with me and M&Ms, and that would keep me going between meals, because sometimes things get busy or you get on a stalk, you don't stop to eat lunch when you're stalking a moose down. So you can go hours past when you think you were going to eat. So have some quick, easy to grab, high energy foods with you. Another thing you want to have with you is a stop the bleed kit. And I've done videos in the past on stop the bleed. You can get a serious energy. Let me try again. You can get seriously injured while hunting. Worst case is a gunshot wound, or cutting yourself with a knife, or someone else cutting you with a knife because there's 2 or 3 of you working on a moose. Knives are moving, somebody can get cut. Or you can get an accidental bullet wound. So, bring a real stop the bleed kit. In addition, take the stop the bleed course. Go look at my videos on stop the bleed, and you can see what I'm talking about. That you should know all that, and you should have that with you before you travel into the wilderness of Alaska. You also want a fire starter kit and 2 cigarette lighters to go with it. So whatever your fire starter kit is, throw in 2 additional cigarette lighters. Things go wrong. Making a fire is a wonderful thing. I have been stranded by storms of various kinds, whether it be rain, wind, snow. You find a shelter, you shelter up, you start a little fire, and life is good. So bring a good fire starting kit with you, and once again, know how to do it. Bring toilet paper. A small roll of toilet paper packed up in plastic that you can carry on you. You don't need to bring the whole freaking roll, just enough to get you through the day, and have that with you when you're out during the day away from camp, because it just makes life nicer. I usually just put mine in a Ziploc bag in my pack. You want some sort of water filter. I use filter bottles, so I can just dip my bottle into a stream, pond, whatever, and then as I drink it, it goes through the filter. You need a lot of water when you're out hunting and hiking, so you want to have some way to drink water, because you don't want to carry all the water you need for a day with you. I usually just start out with, maybe a quart bottle on each side of me, and then once those are gone, I start filling in streams and ponds, and there's no shortage of streams and ponds in Alaska, so that's not an issue. Good binoculars. Don't cheap out on your binoculars. You might spend hours just looking through binoculars. You don't want to strain your eyes using cheap binoculars. Get good binoculars. Also, you want a boo-boo kit or an owie kit. Band-aids, your basic stuff. Just if you cut, scrapes, whatever. Or if you should get a blister on your foot. So also moleskin is a good thing to have in your boo-boo kit. But you should have that with you, because just, a simple cut can be really annoying. And so you want to be able to deal with it. And even a small cut can get infected when you're in the wilderness. One of the little emergency space blankets, the aluminum-like looking ones that fold up into almost nothing, like the size of your cell phone. And have that with you, because that can save your life and also can be used to make an emergency shelter. Now, the last and most important thing, the one thing I'm going to really stress here, is get yourself in shape. I've been out hunting with many people who told me they've walked 5-6 miles a day. They don't go a quarter mile once we get out into the tundra. Walking, running, exercising in the gym is not the same as hiking in the wilderness with your pack and all your gear. You can do that at first to get your body somewhat in shape. Then you need to pack up your gear, everything you're carrying with you. You may not be able to take your rifle with you depending on where you're going to go work out, but carry something to simulate its weight and go hiking in the wilderness. Just like you would dress like you would be for hunting, and go into the wilderness and through swamps, through bushes, through trees, because when you go out hunting, you're going to be moving through swamps, tundra, bushes, hills, mountains. You're going to go in all kinds of different terrain just hunting, say, a moose or a caribou. I mean, the terrain can vary drastically at over a mile's distance. So you want to be in shape to be able to do that. When you can walk 5 miles with all your gear through rough terrain, then you're in shape. Being able to walk 5 miles in a city is not being in shape. Anybody can walk forever on pavement. You got to be able to do it with all your gear and in rough country. And you would be surprised how many people who you would look at and say, wow, that guy's in shape. Yeah, in less than a mile, they're done on the tundra. It's like walking on sponges. It's worse than walking on a beach. So yeah, you're walking on sponge that may be 6-8 inches thick for hours, and all that energy that you would put into forward momentum just goes sinking down into the ground, and then you don't spring back. You have to pull your foot out and then move it forward. So yeah, it's totally different. The same thing going up and over hills constantly, even in small hills. The constant up and down wears on your body in a different way than walking in flat and level pavement or running in a gym or on a treadmill. It's not the same. So once you get yourself in decent shape, then get out, take your gear, dress like you're going to go hunting. If you don't want to carry a rifle out there, carry something to simulate the weight of the rifle, a walking stick with some weight on it, a pipe, anything, and go hiking for 5 miles. And when you can do that, then you're getting there. So this concludes my presentation of So You Want to Hunt on Alaska, the last of the 4 episodes. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, because I couldn't think of everything to talk about this. Plus, I don't want this series to run on forever. So if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments and let me know, and I will answer them. I've been hunting in Alaska since 1991. I got here in 89, then I had to get through a year of residency to be a citizen, and that put me past the hunting season of 1990, so 91 I started hunting here. So it's been 30 years of hunting in Alaska, and I've been all over the state. Oh, a couple other things I want to throw in. If you're afraid of flying in light aircraft, hunting in Alaska may not be the thing for you. If you're afraid of riding in boats, hunting in Alaska may not be the thing for you. In Alaska, you often have to fly in light aircraft, float planes usually, and in addition, may have to go on a boat after that. So if you have trouble with air sickness or seasickness or motion sickness, hunting in Alaska might not be for you. I've got literally hundreds of hours in light aircraft, mostly a Cessna 185 on floats, going all over the state, and you spend a lot of time in aircraft up here going places to go hunt or fish. So if you're afraid of light aircraft, Alaska's not the place for you. And also think about that when you are traveling to hunt here, is you don't want to overburden yourself, because everything that goes with you has to fit in the airplane. And weight limits on airplanes are critical. So pack light if you can. I mean, don't not bring something that you need, but think about it, what you're bringing. Only bring what you really need. And that first 9 items I talked about on my list, I just had a pack, a small fanny pack that I had all that stuff stuck in, that also held 2 water bottles. And that's how I carried all that stuff. So I had my knife and knife sharpener, the energy food, the stop the bleed kit, the fire starter, the toilet paper, the water filter bottles were on the sides of the pack. I had good binoculars stuffed in them for part of it. Then I'd put them around my neck when I got out to where I was actually looking, or an area where I could look, because obviously moving through forest, binoculars are kind of useless. Had my boo-boo kit in there. I had my emergency space blanket in there. And then often I would pack, if I knew how long I was going to be out, I might pack a sandwich or something else in that bag. But that bag went with me everywhere. It was just a small little fanny pack that I could carry, so I could set down my big pack when I didn't need it and just take that pack. 'Cause sometimes you're not hunting that far from camp, and you don't need to pack the big pack with you. So I just had a separate pack for that. So once again, I'm your host Dave for Fortress Alaska. Please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. I have Patreon accounts. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the social media places. I will say that my other ones are mostly just life in Alaska, because you can't go into detail when you can only do a minute spot or so. Berry picking, stuff like that. But that's also very interesting if you want to learn more about Alaska and what you're going to face when you're up here. So, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day and get out shooting.